highs like through Saturday, certainly a lot better than this past weekend, but that's where we're going to hone in on still those single digits. We go right into our Sunday though, daytime highs at that point will be in those 30s to the 40s, no precip, and I only emphasize that because our chance of precip is in the forecast for later tonight through tomorrow, say about lunchtime. But I want to focus on this warming trend because that's where my smiles are all coming from. That's where I'm looking ahead. And so that Arctic plunge is still impacting much of the East Coast. But off to our west, we're going to start to feed in more milder, more Pacific air. And that's where we're going to boost ahead to our daytime highs in those 30s and 40s. And quite frankly, it just doesn't last as we go into just that time frame. It goes through much of the upcoming work week. So that milder air is going to be sticking around. Where we could see, yeah, we're in the single digits all the way through Friday, starting to see a little bit of an increase on Saturday because now we're starting to increase that south wind. But now we're in the 30s and such as we go into our Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. You get the picture. So warmer air is just on the horizon. Now we kind of just still map it out through Thursday here. We're in the single digits today. Some of us are in the teens in the south, but that same area where we're warmer, we're also going to be introducing some light snow. I think starting around midnight through the overnight hours, and areas from like Watford City to Bismarck and southwest of there will be getting the 1 to 2 inches. Now, once that all passes through our Thursday, our winds will start to build, but that snow is all said and done. But from that new snowpack now, that fresh snow on the ground, we will start to see some of that snow blowing around, and that could be causing some visibility, maybe even through Friday as well. So when we look at that snow map, we have that perfect line, basically from the Watford City, Williston area through south of Bismarck. And even since this morning, that has trailed off a little bit further south. So overall, a blanket of snow to 1 to 4 inches. Now, in addition to that, we already talked about it, but here goes those winds. So on Thursday, once that snow's done now, our winds start to pick up, and that's where we could see some of that blowing snow. Maybe a little bit more too in the north central area where it's not as warm right now. So even from this past weekend, we saw a lot of blowing snow. So that could be the same issue again. But because the winds are picking up and because of another chill, we're still going to be waking up to our wind chills 20 to 30 degrees below zero starting into the overnight hours tonight. Now, just you're eating your salad in Dickinson. It's 10 whole degrees. We have that gloomy sky and the clouds have built since this morning, so I don't foresee that changing. But as we go into the afternoon, it's still 1 below in Williston. Minot now, you're 1 above. We go to Bismarck at 11 degrees. Here comes that low pressure system. It's very, very weak, barely moving at all, but that's going to be the little bit of a headache that we're going to be dealing with starting tomorrow with that snow. But as we go to the longer term forecast, Krista, the warm up is on the way, as we could see on Sunday in the 20s. But next week we are in the 30s there, overnight lows in the teens. It's like how we've been living that mild winter already. That's going to continue.
Yeah, it's much easier to see the temperatures warming up than it was last week watching them fall.
Yeah, and that was a hard story to tell. Trust me, I like this story a lot better.
Thank you so much, Heidi.
Yep.